How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Opinion. And what do you know? We have chaos in the college football playoff rankings. How ironic is it that the last year that we have the 14 playoff before we expand to 12, we have the chaos that we've always thought about every single year that this 14 playoff has been in existence, and we've never really quite gotten that chaos. I think we've all been able to agree with the four teams in the previous years that we've had this 14 playoff. Maybe outside of the first year, that would be the only thing that maybe even comes close when you had Ohio State, TCU, and Baylor. But this one right here, which one of the four teams is going to get in when it comes to the top four? But then you also have to ask which one of the four teams is going to get in when it comes to Alabama, Georgia, Texas, and Florida State. Because I think we all can agree that the top two spots are on lockdown, Michigan and Washington. That's pretty easy. Michigan and Washington are in as far as I'm concerned, and probably as far as you're concerned. Now we're pretty much putting up four teams for two spots. Number 3 and number 4. Is it going to go to Texas? Is it going to go to Florida State? Is it going to go to Alabama? Or is Georgia going to find themselves in there even after losing a conference championship game, which they did 2 years ago, and TCU did it last year as well. But I think this is a completely different dynamic than what we had in those last 2 years. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to give you reasons why Florida State should make it, but then I'm also going to give you reasons why maybe Florida State doesn't make it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you my prediction of what I think should happen and what I think will happen. Now, those are two different things. Me thinking what will happen is trying to put myself in the minds of the committee and trying to predict what they're going to do. But then also what I think should happen is kind of like the right thing to do as well. So Let's break it down. Okay, so obviously Texas won the Big 12 championship. Alabama pulled a stunner. That's why we're here over Georgia, and then Florida State. Florida State won the ACC title despite their third string quarterback having to start. They beat a top 15 team 16-6 as well. So now let me talk about what I think should happen. What I think the ranking should be, I think it should be Michigan 1, Washington at 2, Texas at number 3, and Florida State at number 4. Because I think at this point, Texas is better than Florida State without Jordan Travis. But the reason why you still give it to Florida State is because they are undefeated. They were down to their third string quarterback. They still won. They were down to their second string quarterback versus Florida in a rivalry game on the road. They still won. They played LSU in the beginning of the year. They have a common opponent with Alabama, and I believe they beat LSU by more points than what Alabama did. So when you look at it just from that standpoint, you'd almost have to ask yourself, how can you leave out an undefeated Power 5 team, right? I mean, that's what these kids that's what these kids get up and go to battle for and work hard every Saturday, every day in the weight room and practice. This is what they prepare for. And you're going to leave them out. They've only done what any team would be asked to do, and that's go undefeated. And right now, Florida State's sitting at 13-0. So how could you leave out a 13-0 Florida State team? That is the case for Florida State. Now, on the other side of it would say, well, Jordan Travis isn't in anymore. So, and I kind of just made that case as far as putting Texas ahead of them. The other side of it would say, well, Jordan Travis is no longer here. So Florida State's not one of the four best teams. So unfortunate for everybody involved, but it is what it is. So the four should be Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Alabama, if that's the four. But some people would even argue and say, well, no, it should be Michigan, Washington, Georgia, and Alabama, because if you're going to put in the best four, well, isn't Georgia better than Texas? And then that's where we kind of get into the ABC theory. Well, Team A beat Team B, and Team B beat Team C. So it must mean that Team A can also beat Team C. And so when you ask the question, is Georgia better than Texas? Well, Texas beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Now, that was all the way in week 2. And Georgia couldn't beat Alabama on a neutral field. So you see how convoluted this whole thing is. Are you going to take the 4 best teams? Like I said, perception-wise, if you looked at Vegas would tell you if Georgia's favored over everybody that's going to be in the playoff if they play, even though they got beat by Alabama just now. If they were to rematch tomorrow, Vegas would favor Georgia. So are they going to put in Georgia over Texas? I highly doubt that, but you can't take that off the table. You can't put anything on the table. Or no, you can put everything on the table, but you can't take anything off the table until you see what the committee does. So what I think, if Florida State does not get in, what I think they will do is I think the team that's going to get the short end of the stick is Florida State, because they're going to use the argument that Jordan Travis is not playing, and that Florida State's not one of the top 4 best teams because their offense struggles, which anybody's offense would. And they're going to use that against Florida State, similar to how the NCAA college basketball committee does it whenever injuries take place and they have to make selections at the end of the year when it comes down to Selection Sunday as well. Now, I don't know if I agree that is the right thing to do, but I think that that's what the committee will do. That's not, like I said, that's not what I'm wanting the committee to do. So I don't want any fan bases, Georgia and Florida State, to attack me. But that's what I think the committee will do. Now, what I think the committee should do, I think the committee should have Florida State in there. And then by virtue, if I'm going to use that ABC theory myself, I think it should be Texas. And unfortunately, I think the SEC should be left out. But in the all these years of the college football playoff, we've never seen the SEC, or for much less, have we even seen the Big Ten? Oh, yes. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, we've seen the Big Ten not make it, I believe, in certain years. But we've never seen the SEC champion not get in. And so that would be history in itself if the SEC didn't get in. But that's probably what should happen, because Texas did beat Alabama. And that has to mean something, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't mean anything that Texas beat Alabama, then why do you play the games? Everybody should just play East Popcorn State for all three or four of their non-conference games, and then just get into conference and let the chips fall where they may. Why take a chance on injury if those things are not going to matter as well? So unfortunately, for Georgia, I don't really see a pathway for you to get in. Obviously, Ohio State's out. We're not even talking about them. But I don't think Georgia's going to get in. I really don't. I'd be surprised if they do. But like I said, you can't take it off the table if they're going to go with the best 4 team theory. So, but what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. What do you think they're going to do? Or basically, what do you think they will do? You can leave either one or both of those predictions down in the comments, because let's have fun with this thing. I think it is just past midnight here. So we've got about 11 hours until the selection committee reveals what they're going to do. But let's have fun with this and leave your comments below as far as what you think they're going to do. Now, I want to prepare you. There's 2 things that you might see, okay? Because I want to prepare you guys for what you're going to see when the college football playoff selection committee show comes on. They're going to count down from 25 all the way to 7. And when they get to 7, they're going to stop, okay? When they get to 7, they're going to stop. And then they're going to unveil it from 1 all the way back to 6. So at 1, they're going to do Michigan, Washington, and then they're going to stop, and they're going to say, okay, who gets these final 2 spots? Who gets these final 2 spots? If you see Texas in there at number 3, then it's likely that Florida State got left out. If you see Florida State in there at number 3, if you happen to see Florida State at number 3, the SEC got left out. The SEC got left out, because I don't think they're going to leave Texas out. I just don't. Big brand like that, beat Alabama head-to-head, even though it was a long time ago, I don't think that they're going to get left out. Now, I happen to think that Texas is going to come in at number 3 anyway. Then it's going to come down to who's number 4. It's going to be Alabama or it's going to be Florida State. But like I said, if they happen to keep Florida State at number 3 because they're undefeated, then watch out, because the SEC might be about to get left out. So just recognize at who comes in at number 3, because that will tell you who may come in at number 4 as well. Now, if Alabama comes in at number 3, they might want to go to commercial break before they reveal number 4. I'll just put it like that. If Alabama comes in at number 3, they might want to go to commercial break before they reveal who's going to come in at number 4. So just to add to the overall suspense of the TV show. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. Keep in mind who comes in at number 3, because before they reveal 4, that will give you the indicator of who it's going to be. But leave your comments below. Like I said, let's have fun with this. Leave your comments below. And other than that, I'm out.